Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. Today we're going to be looking at something just a little bit different. I'm at home today rather than in the studio, and I've got something that I've been intrigued by myself and looking at for the last day or two now, and it's one hell of a piece. I think you'll agree when you do get to see it in a moment. Well, basically the item is an old 1800s ledger. Now, back in the day when people had no digital stuff, they would just write everything down. These ledgers became very important to people. So what happened is they would fill it up, and then when it got full after a few years, if they could get rid of it, if they didn't need it anymore, then sometimes they'd be passed on and used for repurposed for something. In this case, it was repurposed as a scrapbook. Well, it's leather bound and it's a nice thing. So without any further, let's have a look at this fantastic scrapbook from the 1800s. Thing is, not being in the studio at work, I'm at home and I'm using my grandson's Spider-Man table, or both of my grandson's Spider-Man table, to show you this wonderful item. Now, this is the old ledger. When you look here, you can actually see, it does actually say ledger on there, which was in gilding on there, and this would have been, you know, leather. It feels more suede feel to it now because of the age, and it's been kind of looked after. When you look at this, it's quite a large thing. If you consider the size of that table, then it's quite a large scrapbook, this one. So this video may have to be, in fact it will be, in two parts, because there is far too much content in it to actually just do it in one part. The great thing is, what I haven't told you yet, is that this is all about advertising. Now, advertising back in the day was it was the only way to get your items out there, to get people to know about them, and people liked collecting different bits of advertising memorabilia, even back in the day, for their scrapbooks. Somebody decided to do this entire scrapbook in advertising only. When you consider some of the things that come through the auction room these days, like the old advertising signs, particularly the old original enamel signs, they're very sought after and can make hundreds, even thousands of pounds sometimes. So when you look at this there, I'm just going to show you the edge of the book as well. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. You can't recreate that, really. That is just something that happens in time. And I'm going to show you the inside of the cover. There you go, there's the inside of the cover. It's had a bit of tape on there at some time to hold it together, but the most important bit, I think, is to show you this here. And this, it says here, Mary E. Coxworthy, collected end of 1800, last 20 years of the 19th century, is when Mary was collecting these pieces. Now, as we sit down these days and do different things that we do, crafting and goodness knows what, people back in the 1800s were really into scrapbooking. And as you can see here on the very first page, Pears soap. Now, that picture went on to be quite famous because a lot of items that you see, they've recreated it so many times for modern day things as well. And Pears soap, of course, was a massive product back in the day, so they used to get their pictures out there all the time, the best they could, so everyone could see what they were selling. As we come to this page here, well, we've got Goodwin's Ivy soap. There you go, look at that. It floats, it says there. And then, of course, here you've got Monkey brand. Now, whatever that was, I can't quite see what that is down there. That's just Monkey brand. Is it butter? Is it butter or something, or some sort of fat? And Lux there as well. Lux was another great item back in the day. But of course, a lot of these items get recreated over time because people like to look at the older stuff. As you come here, look, so Brooks is soap, of course. Brooks soap, Monkey brand. Well, maybe that was soap before then. But anyway, it won't wash clothes for metals, marbles, prints, pots and pans, etc. And you come down to the bottom here, a little bit of damage on there. And Borwick's baking powder, bread, cakes and pastry. Look at that. What about this one here, the Pears soap? Another one of this one. Again, if you look there on this page, you can see some of the writing that was in this ledger years before. I wonder what that says under there. It'll probably be impossible to find out now. But there you go. You dirty boy, it says on the Pears soap as the Litland is being scrubbed there. Anyway, this one here, Sunlight, another soap as well back in the day. And again, these are quite big pictures. It's nice to have them in colour as well. When you look at this, it's in relatively good condition as well, considering the age. And again, Pears soap there, they kind of showed you the advertising that they was doing. Every kind of angle of Pears soap. Pure, fragrant and durable. And then down the bottom here you've got these three young ladies doing whatever they're doing, dancing away. This one here, Brooks soap, Monkey brand, quite a big advert that one, whatever that one came out of. And there you go, you see down here there's another, the smaller adverts of Brooks soap. Thing is, back in the day, advertising in papers and magazines and things like that would not have been cheap. And a bit similar to these days, you know, advertising in the right places is not cheap to do at all. See these little boys here, or these lads, the headmaster's there with his cane and he's looking for them and they're having a smoke behind the wall. So I would imagine that's some sort of advertising for some kind of cigarettes. If you do know what that one is, do leave it in the comments. If there's anything that I'm not sure of, do feel free to put it in the comments so other people can see as we go through this one. And this one here, look, a treat for Polly, whatever that is there. Now it looked to me like it was mustard, Champions mustard. I'm not quite sure that the Polly would be over impressed with some mustard, but there you go. Anyway, we come around here and we've got Cope's tobaccos. Now you look at this one, Cope's mixture, and the picture of the jesters up there, or whatever they are, on the wall. And again, nice colour picture, that one. This one here, they're the Westbury, pardon me, the Waterbury, whatever that is. So again, another one for you to maybe leave in the comments if you know what that one is. Sometimes on these old pages it's quite hard to turn them because they can be stuck together. And this one here, we've got White Rose Lamp Oil. Okay, and again, look, you know, they tried to make everything look as glamorous as possible back in the day. And there you go, Dewar's Perth Whiskey. Look at that. All that whiskey advertising there, and then the three ladies in the middle there. What have we got here? Well, we've got this one here, which is a Cabinet Council for tea. This is a tea advert. Well, of course, tea back in the day was, oh, there's whiskey on the side there as well, look, Patterson's. Now, anyone that knows anything about the history knows that tea was very, very expensive back in the day. It wasn't a cheap item. And hence why so many of the tea caddies that you see come into the auction rooms and so on used to have locks on them, because they used to lock the tea up because it was more expensive. Some people have said in the past it was even more expensive than gold and silver at one point. But I would imagine that was in the very, very early days. Anyway, this one here, you've got more soap adverts. Not quite sure you'd get away with some of the advertising like you had there back in the day. Look at that one there. He's after the Pears soap lot in his bath. That again, he doesn't look very happy, does he? Look at his little face. Anyway, and then here you've got a young lady there. I'm not quite sure what that advert is. What's that one at the top there? Sewing cottons. There you go, another nice one. And then here, of course I have to turn it round again, is the Mason's Extract of Herbs. So again, another nice old one. The clown there with his herbs and everything, and then they put "We are here again." Anyway, this one here, I'm not quite sure what that one is advertising. Of course, the political correctness of advertising has changed a hell of a lot over the years, because back in the day there was using lots of people of colour in the adverts, and that, of course, you know, that just wouldn't happen anymore. And but you know, this is a different time. We have to remember this. This is social history, a different time, and things were completely different back then. Kitchen warfare, not quite sure what that one means. And which was, oh, this one was for pianos at the top there. Didn't see that. So there you go, the pianos. John somebody or other's pianos. Anyway, come up here. Safe Cure. What's this one? Kidneys, liver, general.
Right, here we go with your very first question for your chance to win that £100. Don't forget, all you've got to do is take, this is question number 1, by the way, so all you've got to do is take the first letter of the answer of every one of the 12 questions we're going to give you over the next 12 days or so, and then mix them all up as an anagram, and they're going to form 2 words that are auction related. Okay, and on the very last day we will tell you, of course, how many letters are in each word. So your first question today is this: he comes to the auction every week. He comes from Doncaster. He's a tall gentleman. He comes in the auction room. He's very friendly, and I'm always asking him to get me a cup of coffee. What's his name? There you go. That's your first question in the Prestige Auctions Quiz Challenge.
Debility, the greatest of blood purifiers, apparently. Safe Cure. Can't say I've ever seen that one before. Stands alone, whatever this one is here. Again, if we're not sure of anything, if you do leave it in the comments, it would help others to understand what they were advertising. And that one at the bottom there as well. Again, see the writing in the old ledger. As I come to this one, good morning. Have you used Pear's soap? Well, there you go. This at the chimney sweep or something. Everyone's cleaning, and the Pear's soap is out again. As you come here, more Pear's soap. And again, the kids sat in the gutter. You know, such a sort of picture of its time, that one, really, where the kids would be sat out in the street playing. Not so much as what they do these days, sitting on the computers. I'm not quite sure what this one is at the bottom here. So this one's Jacob's Oil. Conquers pain, it claims. I wonder how true that was when you think about modern day painkillers and things like that. Well, of course, people back in the days were going to pharmacies and so on, where they'd knock up pills and potions for you for different things. I'm not quite sure how well they worked back in the day. I'm sure they'll never have to know. Anyway, these ones here, more adverts for different things, different items. What have we got here? So this one is the Hoven's clip, whatever that one is. There you go. See if we can see in there something about a hairpin that won't scratch. Anyway. Oh, there you go. That's Lifebuoy, that one, is it? Is that Lifebuoy? By the looks of it in the corner. Anyway, so moving on to the next page. Sunlight Soap. Sunlight Soap, there you go. Colour again. And then this one here, look at that Lifebuoy soap as well. It's interesting to see all of these old adverts because I don't think I've seen a book quite like this one with quite so many adverts in it. That one there is holding a big fish, a big pike or something on his back. Not quite sure what that one's all about. And then this one here, Trelaw's Mats, there you go, showing the nice sort of Victorian house with the nicely dressed children with the mat at the bottom of the stairs there. And then whatever this one was for at the bottom there, maybe another one you could leave in the comments for us if you are, because I'm certainly don't know or I'm not sure on that one. As we come to this one, we've got Pear's Soap, as recommended by Sir Erasmus Wilson or somebody. And there we've got some monks, by the looks of it, using the soap as well. Pear's soap must have been everywhere back in the day. And then here you've got this one here, the Statue of Liberty there, for wafers. This one here, Pear's soap again. Pear's soap must have done so much advertising. There you go, because look, so many of the adverts are for Pear's soap. And I don't think it's finished yet on the Pear's soap. There really is a lot of them. So as we come here, what have we got here? This one, open the door and come. That one is some sort of royalty, or is it, or a mayor or something. And then down here you've got the ladies. I don't know what that one is. They're all on some sort of bicycle. I'd love to know what that one's about. And then this one here, Champions Mustard. They was good at using sort of monkeys and things on there to get their advertising across. This one here is the Wonders of the World. And there you go. This one is for pickle and sauces and things, and they're extremely colourful. And you do think that back in sort of Victorian times, the more colourful it was, the more expensive it would have been to put these adverts out there, because everything was a lot harder to do back then. Draper's ink there, the best black ink known. Well, there's a statement for you. The best one known, apparently. As we come on to this one here, you've got the lady there sorting out the little kid. We've sold one or two of those chairs in the past, and it says there, "Never mind, baby, it will soon grow now." So I wonder what that advert is for. Oh, it's something that she's got in her hand there. Whatever that is, if you come at Edwards something or other. So there you go. What we got here, this one here is for another soap. Another girl dyes all colours apparently. Then we move on to some of the chocolate ones, which are going to be some of my favourites, I would have thought. Fry's Delicious Chocolate, cocoa and chocolates. And then this one here shows one of the housemaids or somebody doing something in the kitchen. Anyway, we're going to leave this one up here, and we're going to move on. We're going to do this in maybe 2, maybe 3 parts, because this book is extensive. So if you do want to see more great old fascinating adverts, then do tune in for part 2. And thanks ever so much for watching this. If you do enjoy the content that we put out of things that we find around the auction and from fantastic house clearances, then do feel free to leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up, and of course hit that all important subscribe button. Thanks ever so much for watching this one, and I'll see you at the auction, or of course at the next episode.